Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Diablo. We have ourselves a witch doctor here. I just went in the wrong portal. We have ourselves a witch doctor here, level 30. Why are we starting over from scratch? Well, essentially, my goal with the character before was just to get to level, Greater Rift level 50. And we did that with my monk, and we did that fairly easily. I did record some more content after that, mind you. But the footage, I think I lost my audio for one. And then I was just like, well, the second episode doesn't make sense without the first episode accompanying it. And so I decided, you know what, let's take a little bit of a break from Diablo. And then you guys know I had the little bit of a crisis in my personal life that I was dealing with. But that is behind us now. We're back in the game. And I just wanted to show you what leveling up with the Witch Doctor has been like for me so far. I have to say, I have a build that I like. I just kind of stumbled into it. I have done similar builds in the past for Witch Doctor. But it's been working out pretty well, as I think you can see on the screen right now. We're clearing content on hard difficulty pretty damn easily. Legendary ring dropping on the ground. Obviously, whenever I make these characters, I'm not going to show you the full leveling process because it's a lot of downtime. I'm not going to be able to do much recording tomorrow because there's going to be a lot of noise going on in my house. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to get this character, I'm going to introduce you guys to him, and then hopefully get it up to the level cap tomorrow and we can start progressing on hardcore. So what is hardcore in Diablo? If you've never seen it before, essentially, if your character dies, go fuck yourself, it's dead. So you have to play the game really carefully. I don't know what's come over me all of a sudden. I don't know what my release schedule is, so I won't say too much, but I've definitely become... I'm definitely in the mindset all of a sudden to really want to challenge myself in video games. I've been kind of approaching things from a pretty casual point of view in recent times, and I kind of just want to take it to the next level. I've been doing some Hero League streams over on TGN's avenues. I have another project that's going on that I don't want to tell you about just in case it hasn't aired yet. And now I have a hardcore Witch Doctor. The build is pretty cool. I like it. We have Haunt. We have Haunt on our number 1 key. Haunt is sending out a damage over time spell to 2 enemies at a time. So whenever we walk into a big clump of enemies, I cast Haunt. It does some damage over time, and then it spreads that damage around after the targets die. On top of that, I have Locust Swarm on my right click with the Pestilence rune, which allows the Locust Swarm to spread to other enemies, which makes it really, really strong. Essentially, if we can get into a really high density area, my Witch Doctor can kill everything on the screen just by casting Locust Swarm once or twice and then just spamming Haunt. That's how I've been dealing with the vast majority of AoE clearing, anything outside of bosses. To help us kind of soak up a little bit of damage, we do have the zombie dogs. They have, I don't remember the name of the rune right now, I kind of want to keep momentum going here. They have the rune that allows them to soak up a bit of the damage that I take. Not that damage has been an issue, but you know, when you're playing on hardcore, you kind of do want to keep your character alive. I am only playing on hard right now, though. Mainly because it's the most efficient difficulty I've found to be able to level on. We do have a passive that's pretty cool. It's the Fetish Sycophants. They changed it a while back and I totally forgot. It used to only interact with a few abilities. I believe it was your primary attacks. So before, if you were using your primary attacks, you would have to spam them in order to get these little pets back here to spawn in. They're great at soaking up damage, and more importantly, they're fantastic at dealing damage as well. So with this build, we want to constantly be in combat. We want to constantly be casting our abilities, because the idea is we want to get as many of these Fetish Sycophants out on the map at one time. From here on out, called Munchies, because that is a better name. That is a better name for them. It's a lot more adorable. We have Spirit Walk with John. Essentially, Spirit Walk just makes you immune to damage. You can walk around as a skeleton, and pretty easy mode. If you ever find yourself being walled in and stuff, the Spirit Walk actually allows you to walk through the summoned walls of enemies as well, which is pretty nice. But yeah, it's a pretty standard build. Actually, I don't know if it's standard at all, but it seemed pretty intuitive to me. I like it. We're not forced to stand still at all. We can just apply our dots and then run around. We have an army of pets spawning in front of us, and I have to say it's been a pretty enjoyable leveling experience. So far, I only have about an hour and a half put into this character, and we're level 30. That's probably underestimation, but you know what? Who's keeping track? Once we get to the boss, I'll show you how that works. We have a pretty straightforward, pretty easy plan for taking him down. And we're only level 30. Oh, we are level 30, so I could pick another passive. The other passive I had going was Jungle Fortitude, reduces all damage taken by you and your pets by 15%, which is pretty cool. Just a survivability thing. I think I'm going to go for Spirit Vessel now, another survivability talent. Looks like I'm going to have to deal with these. So we can Spirit Walk out of this frozen. We do have Jaunt on Spirit Walk, which allows the effect to last a little bit longer. And as you can see, I'm not really scared of anything here. Maybe I'm not playing this like I should be because it's hardcore, but it seems to me like I get a lot more effectiveness out of this build if I'm constantly moving into density. So I'm trying to stay in combat, basically. Trying to let my dots do their dot things, just casting Haunt here, trying to stay out of the frozen stuff, and already leveling up to 32. They should die off pretty quick, right? Here's another Locust Swarm, a couple more Haunts. I do have a legendary weapon that is both helping this build and hurting this build. We're going to drop the Big Bad Voodoo, which is a totem of munchies on the ground that's going to increase our damage. This should allow us to basically completely melt this boss down. Remember, we do have Spirit Walk just in case we do take a little bit too much damage, but we didn't even come close to that. And this is just normal Rift on hard. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking or anything. I am going to go with Spirit Vessel. This is going to give us a cheat death, basically. Once we die, we'll get a free Spirit Walk. I believe that's how it works. In addition, next time you receive fatal damage, you automatically enter Spirit Realm for 2 seconds and come back to 50% life. So I think it's a pretty defense-focused build. I mean, I think it's going pretty well. We could probably change up a few things. For instance, Haunt, we can pick up the Consuming Spirits, which allows everything we haunt to return life to us. But as you saw there, I mean, with the Jungle Fortitude, I really wasn't taking that much damage no matter how deep I went into that density. But yeah, that's the build. For single target damage, I do cast Spirit Barrage. I don't necessarily want to use this one. Yes, this is the one I wanted. This is the Well of Souls Spirit Barrage Room. In addition, an additional 3 spirits seek out other enemies and deal 65% weapon damage as fire. So essentially just increasing the projectile counter on this. And I'm really only using this ability for bosses or for really hard single target enemies in conjunction with the Big Bad Voodoo. So we buff our damage and then we start shooting these out like crazy. It is possible to get this ability to not have a mana cost if I did go with the Rush of Essence talent at level 36. But we would have to figure out where we wanted to fit that in here if we wanted to at all. So this is the Witch Doctor. Like I said, I'm going to start working on it. We're going to get to level 70, and then we're going to start progressing a hardcore character because I'm in the go hardcore or go home mentality. And I've been dropping all of my money into the blacksmith as much as I can, trying to get him to level 10. No real particular reason there. No, maybe I should start upping the Jewel Crafter too. There you go. I gave you some money. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're looking forward to the Witch Doctor, and I'll see you all next time.